Hello, welcome to Biker Bushcraft. You know when you're out working on your bike, trying to tinker with it, fix things, maintain it, whatever you happen to be doing, and your friends show up. They want to go for a ride. Now, I don't know about you folks, but my friends have a pretty short attention span, so when they say they want to go for a ride, I need to answer now and I need to be ready to go. Otherwise, the plans will just get canceled and we won't go anywhere. So I keep my bike packed with the minimum of kit and ready to go. Now, when my friends say they want to go for a ride, it could be anywhere. It's definitely going to be all day. It could be across town. It could be up in the mountains. It could be across the country. You just never know. When my friends show up with gear on their bike, you pretty much know that you're not going to be back for a while. You got to be prepared. So in this video, I'm going to show you how I keep my bike packed and keep it prepared to go at a moment's notice. You can see right now, I've got the bedroll on the bars where it pretty much lives. I take it off once in a while, but the bedroll pretty much lives on the bike. On the back, instead of my usual pack, I've got my sweatshirt, which I grabbed at the last minute. I've got my cooler, which I keep in the saddlebag, packed up with a lot of my other gear when it's not being used, and then a bag of other food. We stopped and provisioned on the way to where we're at right now. So we've got food in the cooler and in this bag for two of us. And we're all set up to camp. And then there's my aspiring student over here. Ah, Grasshopper, you have much to learn.
Me? Oh.
And our absolutely amazing campsite. It is a developed campsite, but it's not maintained. There are no fees. There is, however, a bear box, which is nice. And a fire pit. Even has a vault restroom, which is nice. And there's even a little bit of firewood that we were able to drag over from another site. Now, the thing that's not nice about this particular campsite, as with most, is it was, of course, full of garbage. So I walked around and picked up what I could.
Howdy, I'm Mark. I'm out here camping with Scott and learning some tips. And these are great for your motorcycle, these collapsible poles, but...
Yeah, those are good, but come on, show us the real deal.
Before those were invented, we had the handy dandy in the original case, the pocket fisherman.
Yeah, see, knowing my fishing skills, he brought a fishing rod that even I can handle. Now, I have to admit, my brother and I got one of those for Christmas when we were kids. It's the only thing I ever caught a fish with.
Really?
One pristine pocket fisherman. What's our opening bid for that?
No way.
Not for sale, huh? So you're gonna catch dinner, right?
I brought a cup of soup noodles just in case, which I usually end up eating a cup of soup for dinner.
Oh man, dehydrated
I
food.
like fishing. I'm not so good at catching though.
Well, it's a good thing I brought steaks. So besides the bedroll, what else do I have on the bike all the time? Well, in this saddlebag, I typically keep my small cooler with all of these items inside of it. So I have my trusty basmati bag with all the important stuff, my Ziplocs, my pot, stove, spices, coffee filter, and cup. Rolled up in my little portable cutting board. And a little bit of sugar for the coffee. My plate. My extra kitchen knife. And of course my spork and my can opener for the stove. So all of that lives in this saddlebag and normally lives inside of the cooler, which, as I said, I pull out when we stop along the way to Division. I also have my hot pad and some wipes. And this trip, I brought some hand sanitizer. I don't normally worry much about it, but there is HAMSA virus in this area. So the more I can do to keep myself clean and away from it, the better off I am. I know this isn't going to kill a virus, but it's better than nothing. I also have added to my kit since my last video this Expedition Research grill. I've always brought my frying pan with me. I love my frying pan, but I wanted to try this just because it's a little more compact. So we'll see how it does. I'm sure I can cook a steak or two on it. Of course, my trusted gloves, and in my other saddlebag, socks. By the way, these minus 33 wool shorty socks, best socks I ever owned. Love them. Warm, comfortable, don't cut off pressure. My headlight. Sticks, little miscellaneous stuff, glasses, cordage, sunglasses, trusty towel, as always, wrapped around my extra water. But wait, there's more. Brush, shovel, folding saw, Boy Scout knife, first aid kit, and my trusty bag of my journal, pen, toothbrush, things like that. And all of that fits in small saddlebags. These are, relatively speaking, small saddlebags. So the only thing that's on the outside of the bike when I take off is the bedroll. Everything else is packed in the saddlebags, and it lives there. I've got my tools on the bars as well. So I really don't need to change this configuration whether I'm going to the grocery store or whether I'm going halfway across the country. Okay, I'll process a little bit of wood while it's still early so I can rest before I actually need it.
I gotta snag on first cast.
Oh well.
I gotta find a pool. Looks like there's one not very far up.
Yeah.
Just past their camp.
You can actually walk up there where the river is. Take a look at it. We got a feeder. Okay, sun's gone down a bit. I think it's about time to get a fire going so we can start baking some potatoes here. Got a pretty good little nest of tinder going, so see if we can't get it started. Okay, finally got everything going the way I want. You'll notice the two rocks on top of the potatoes there. Now, that's a trick that I've tried before and has worked, because otherwise I end up with like 3 bites of the potato that's edible and the rest is burnt to a crisp. I still prefer baking my potatoes this way, but putting the rocks over seems to help heat it all the way around, cook it all the way through, and not burn it to a crisp. And here comes Mark back from his excursion. Let's see if he brought us any fish. Well, don't run over my campsite, dude. So did you bring fish?
I found the perfect spot.
But did you bring fish?
I'm gonna take a pool or not.
So new this trip, I'm using an Expedition Research grill. I've never been one for these small grills. I'm good with throwing things on the coal, cooking them on rocks. I actually really like cooking on rocks. And of course I love my cast iron fry pan, but I decided to give this a try because it's small, it's compact, and it's something new. So we'll see how it does with some pork chops tonight. Alright, next goodie one here is some pork chops. I think we're only going to get a couple of them on at a time. I have to come back and cook the other. let's see how we're doing here. I can already see this grill's going to be challenging. I guess I should have greased it with something. Well, we'll see how this goes. Looking pretty good. So that worked well. Couldn't leave you, my viewing audience, out of such an awesome dinner. We got pork chops, thanks to Mark. Peas, thanks to Mark. Potatoes, group effort. And interestingly enough, the potatoes, pretty well done. I think his is done better than mine. But at least they're not burnt to a crisp. There's something to eat in there. So the rock method is the way to go. So we're going to enjoy our dinner, and you can just sit back and wait for the next scene. Oh, Mark's pointing out to me I should again mention my multi-spice, awesome salt, pepper, cayenne, curry, and paprika. Good stuff. Garlic salt. So really cheap. I forget where I got it, but it's good stuff. All right. So our Expedition Research Grill was a success. Second set of pork chops came out really good. Browned to perfection. Happy with yours?
Yeah. Everything tastes better when you're camping. Oh yeah, that's good.
So the little grill worked out fine. The pork chops were good, and it doesn't seem to have warped or done anything weird. Knocked the grime off it with the stick a little bit, and probably take that down to the river and wash it in some sand and river water, and we'll be good to go for tomorrow. In the meantime, getting our fire back going. There's a nice charred piece of wood that somebody left from the previous campsite, so we're going to take advantage of that for a while. We don't need a lot of heat right now. It's pretty warm, but once it cools down later, we'll start putting some of the other wood on and keep the fire going for a few hours. Should be a nice evening. It's beautiful out. So for now, I'm running out of battery, and I need to save my next battery for the next day. But just a quick pan of the campsite at dusk. Absolutely beautiful out here. And that river is just roaring away. The river's just amazing. It's loud. It's definitely can impact my sound. We'll see how this edit comes out, but still incredible. That's why we do this.